Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous classes, we have learnt about triangles, types of triangles and their basic properties. In this video, we will throw some light on the congruence of triangles. So first, let's see what is congruence. Friends, do you think the biscuits in the same packet look big, small or different from each other? No, all biscuits are identical to each other. Similarly, you can see many examples in real life. For example, shoes of the same number, copies or notebooks, all 200 rupee notes and all 2000 rupee notes are identical to each other. And now, here are some objects that are not identical to each other. A 500 rupee note and a 2000 rupee note are not identical to each other. Shoes of different sizes and pens of two different companies, etc. Now we will study the concept of congruence in geometry. Congruence means equal in all respects, that is, those figures that have the same shape and size. To show any two figures as congruent, this symbol is used. Friends, do all circles look alike? All the circles appear to be round, but the only difference is that they can be bigger or smaller than each other. Can you tell when are two circles same or let's say congruent to each other? Circles drawn with the same radius are congruent to each other. That is, the congruency of a circle depends on the radius. Similarly, squares with equal sides are congruent to each other. For example, two or more squares with their sides measuring 4 centimeters are congruent to each other. Here the congruency of a square depends on the side of a square. Let's now see the same in triangles. 3 pairs of triangles are given on the screen. Look at them and tell which pair of triangles are congruent to each other. If you notice the first pair, the sides of the triangle are 3, 4 and 5 centimeters. The only difference is that the second triangle is rotated. If the corresponding sides of the triangle are equal, then the triangles will be congruent. What do you think looking at the second pair? Yes, these are also congruent triangles. These look like a mirror image of each other. Now notice the last pair. These triangles are not congruent to each other because the sides of these two triangles are not equal to each other. Friends, we can see the congruent pair of triangles by keeping the corresponding equal sides on top of each other. The vertex, sides and angles of the triangles are fitting exactly on each other, and the triangles that are not congruent are not covering each other completely. Let's move on. Here, it is given that triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle LMN. Here, side XY covers side LM, side YZ covers side MN, and side ZX covers side NL. And we represent it this way. Angle X covers angle L, angle Y covers angle M, and angle Z covers angle N. We write it this way. Can we say the same for the vertex as well? Yes. Vertex X corresponds to vertex L, vertex Y corresponds to vertex M, and vertex Z corresponds to vertex N. Friends, from this we can conclude that the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal to each other. We abbreviate it as CPCT, that is, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Note an important point here, that triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle LMN. But if we write this as triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle MNL, then it would be wrong because there is a one-to-one correspondence between both the triangles. So friends, that's all in this session. Today we discussed the congruence of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the congruence of triangles. Today, we will solve some questions based on that. Let's take the first question. If triangle ACB is congruent to triangle PRQ, then find the pairs of corresponding angles of these triangles. The answer to this question is very easy. Here are their pairs of corresponding angles. Write the corresponding sides of the given congruent triangles in proportion. You can also pause the video to think about the answer to this question. Friends, first of all, keeping in mind the corresponding congruent sides of the two triangles, we will write the names of the two triangles in the same order in congruent form, and then we will write the proportions of their corresponding sides in the same order. According to the figure, triangle PQR is congruent to triangle XYZ. And now the proportions of their corresponding sides will be like this. Side PQ corresponds to side XY, side QR corresponds to side YZ, and side PR corresponds to side XZ. Let's take the next question. Two triangles are made in the given rectangle, and the names of some triangles are also given. Give the names of the triangles congruent to those triangles. Now, look at the figure and tell which side is congruent to side AB. That is, the side CD or DC. Similarly, moving forward in the same order, BD will be congruent to BD, or it can also be called DB, and DA will be congruent to CB or BC. Similarly, we got the name of the second congruent triangle as triangle CDB. Friends, if we start with DC, then the next side should start with C, while the next side here is BD or DB. That is why we started from CD rather than DC and said that triangle CDB will be congruent to triangle ABD. We hope that you have understood this concept well now. So pause the video and try to get the correct answer to both the remaining options. Here are their correct answers: triangle CBD and triangle BDA respectively. Friends, that's all in this video. Today we solved some questions related to congruence of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the congruence of triangles and also solved some questions related to them. Today, we will discuss some facts related to that. So let's start. Triangle ABC and triangle XYZ are equilateral triangles and are also congruent to each other. Now, can you tell which of the given options is correct? You can also pause the video to think about the answer to this question. Friends, these two triangles are equilateral triangles and all the sides and angles of equilateral triangles are equal. Also, these two triangles are congruent to each other. That is, any side of triangle ABC will be equal to all the sides of triangle XYZ, and similarly, the angles of one triangle will be equal to all the angles of the other triangle. Therefore, all the given options are correct. And in such circumstances, we can also write the congruence of triangles as follows. Triangle ACB is congruent to triangle XZY, triangle CAB is congruent to triangle ZXY, and triangle BAC is congruent to triangle YXZ. Let's look at one more question. In triangle MNO and triangle XYZ, angle M is equal to angle X, angle N is equal to angle Y, and angle O is equal to angle Z. So, can we say that triangle MNO is congruent to triangle XYZ? Friends, it is not necessary that if the angles of a triangle are equal, then the sides of the triangle should also be equal. For example, the sides of two equilateral triangles can be 3 cm and 7 cm, which is not equal. But the measure of their angle is always 60 degrees. Therefore, the inclusion of the sides in the congruence of triangles is necessary, and we will see this concept in the upcoming video. Friends, that's all in this video. Today, we discuss some facts related to congruence of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to the video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed about the congruence of triangles. Today, taking a step forward, we will discuss about the criterion for the congruence of triangles. The first criterion is side angle side. Friends, when two triangles are congruent, then there is one-to-one correspondence between their sides, angles and vertices. But with the help of some sides and angles, can we prove two triangles to be congruent? In this video and in the upcoming video, we will see at least how many sides or angles must be equal for two triangles to be congruent. Friends, in triangle ABC and triangle PQR on the screen, both the sides AB and PQ are 6 cm and sides AC and PR are 7 cm. So will two triangles be congruent if the two sides of any two triangles are equal? Friends, will the third side also be equal? It may or may not be equal. That is, just two sides being equal is not a sufficient criterion for the congruence of triangles. So friends, can you tell under what circumstances can the third side of these triangles be equal? You can also pause the video for thinking. If the angle made by these two sides are equal, then will the third side also be equal? Due to the angles being same, the open portions of the other side of these sides will also be equal in length, and then we can say that these two triangles are congruent. That is, if a triangle's two sides and their included angle are equal to another triangle's two sides and their included angle, then the two triangles are congruent. This is called side angle side or SAS criterion. Can two triangles be congruent with lesser conditions? For example, one side and one angle of two triangles are equal. Here are some examples. Here, the triangles are not congruent by just having one equal side and one equal angle. Friends, apart from SAS, are two triangles congruent by the SSA rule, wherein two sides and one angle of a triangle which is not within these sides are equal to the sides and one angle of another triangle. By looking at the figure, we can tell that these two triangles are not congruent. Therefore, SSA cannot be accepted as the test for the congruence of triangles. Friends, the SAS congruence rule cannot be proved with the help of previously known results. Therefore, it is accepted as true in the form of an axiom. Why don't you do an activity? Cut two triangles from a paper in such a way that the two sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to the two sides and the included angle of the other triangle. And then look at the two triangles by stacking them one on top of the other. Are they fitting exactly one on top of the other? Check. Friends, that's all in today's session. Today we studied the SAS criterion for the congruence of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed about the side angle side or the SAS criterion for the congruence of triangles. Today, we will solve some questions related to the same. So let's start. In the given figure, side LM is equal to side LK and angle KLN is equal to angle MLN. So, prove that triangle KLN is congruent to triangle MLN. Let's see, if we look at the two triangles, then their one side and one angle is equal. Now, if you look at side LN, you will notice that it is that side in both the triangles that comes in order after one congruent side and angle. That is, when it is congruent, the side angle side congruence rule is formed. And since this side is the common side of the two triangles, it will be congruent. We can write it like this also. Therefore, triangle KLN is congruent to triangle MLN. And friends, while writing congruent triangles, write their names in the same order in which their sides and angles have one-to-one correspondence, or in the order in which they are congruent to each other. Let's move to the next question. In the given figure, line PR and line SQ are bisecting each other. So, prove that triangle PTQ is congruent to triangle RTS. Friends, if we look at triangle PTQ and triangle RTS, then since line PR and line SQ are bisecting each other, therefore sides TQ and TS are equal. Similarly, sides PT and TR are also equal. Now, if the angles between these sides, that is, angle PTQ and angle RTS are equal, then these triangles can be said to be congruent according to the SAS criterion. And since PR and SQ are lines and are intersecting each other at T, therefore, angle PTQ is equal to angle RTS as they are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, according to the SAS criterion, triangle PTQ is congruent to triangle RTS. Friends, you can see here that the names of the two triangles are in the same order as the congruence of their sides and angles. Let's take one more question. Look at the given figure and prove that triangle ABD and triangle CBD are congruent. Pause the video and try to solve this question yourself and finally see the solution. Friends, that's all in today's session. We solved some questions based on the SAS criterion of the congruence of triangles. See you in the next video with some more facts related to this topic. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the SAS criterion for the congruence of triangles and we also solved some questions. Today, we will discuss some facts related to the same. So let's start. Look at the figure and choose the correct option of congruent triangles. Friends, according to the first option here, side WV is equal to side YX. Look in the figure and tell whether it is correct. Yes. Now, can you tell whether side VZ is equal to side XZ? No. Therefore, these triangles cannot be congruent. So, the first option is not correct. Now let's move to the second option. Here, according to the name of the triangles, is side WV equal to side ZX? No. Therefore, this option is also incorrect. Now let's look at the last remaining option. According to the figure, side WV is equal to side XY, angle WVZ is equal to angle XYZ and side ZV is equal to side ZY. So, according to the SAS congruence criterion, these triangles are congruent. So, the third option is the correct option. Friends, that's all in this session. Today we discussed some facts related to the SAS criterion. See you in the next video. Thank you. this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the side angle side criterion, that is SAS congruence rule, out of the congruence rule criteria of a triangle. Today we will discuss the next criterion of congruence of triangles, that is angle side angle criterion. In the SAS congruence rule, we have seen that when two sides and the included angle are equal in two triangles, then the triangles are congruent. And the name of this rule itself indicates that the angle that is equal is made by these two sides. Friends, what can you guess from the name of ASA, that is angle side angle congruence rule? Yes, according to this rule, if a triangle's two angles and their included side are equal to another triangle's two angles and their included side, then both triangles are said to be congruent. Let us draw a figure with the help of this statement. Two angles of a triangle MNO, that is angle MNO and angle MON, and their included side, that is side NO, is equal to the two angles of the second triangle PQR, that is angle PQR and angle PRQ, and the included side, that is side QR. Then both these triangles, that is triangle MNO and triangle PQR, will be congruent. Here we are given that this angle and side are equal, and we have to prove that both these triangles are congruent. If we use the SAS, that is side angle side criterion for the congruence of both the triangles, then there are three possibilities here. First, if we assume that side MN and side PQ are equal, and we are given that angle MNO and angle PQR are equal and sides NO and QR are equal. So, both these triangles will be congruent according to the SAS congruence rule. But if side MN is greater than side PQ, then we can take point S on side MN such that side SN is equal to side PQ. Now, in triangle SNO and triangle PQR, we created two equal sides SN and PQ. And we are given that angle MNO is equal to angle PQR. That is, angle SNO and angle PQR will be equal and side NO is equal to side QR. Therefore, according to the SAS congruence rule, we can say that these triangles are congruent. Both the triangles are congruent, so their corresponding parts must be equal. But we are given that angle MON is equal to angle PRQ. This is possible only when point S coincides with point M or MN equals SN. We formed side SN to be equal to side PQ. From this, we can conclude that it is not possible for side MN to be greater than side PQ. Similarly, if we assume that side MN is smaller than side PQ, then we can take point T on side PQ in such a way that side QT is equal to side MN. Now, again by repeating the same procedure, we can conclude that it is not possible for side MN to be smaller than side PQ. You can try to reach the conclusion by pausing the video. Looking at the three possibilities, we can conclude that here, side MN is equal to side PQ. Therefore, according to the SAS congruence criterion, triangle MNO and triangle PQR will be congruent to each other. Thus, by using the side angle side criterion, we proved the angle side angle criterion, that is the ASA congruence rule. Friends, that's all in this session. Today we discussed the angle side angle ASA criterion for the congruence of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed about the angle side angle ASA criterion for the congruence of triangles. Today we will solve some questions related to that. Come, let's start. The first question is, in quadrilateral ABCD, diagonal AC is the bisector of angle BAD and angle BCD. Show that triangle DAC is congruent to triangle BAC. We are given that diagonal AC is the bisector of angle BAD. Therefore, we can say that angle DAC and angle BAC will be equal. Diagonal AC is also the bisector of angle BCD. That is, angle DCA will be equal to angle BCA. Now, look at triangle DAC and triangle BAC. Here, these two angles are equal to each other, and side AC is the common side. Notice that this side is the interior side of the two angles. From equations 1, 2 and 3, we can say that these two triangles are congruent as per ASA or the angle side angle congruence rule for triangles. Let's move ahead to our next question. In the figure, if point O is the midpoint of the line segment PQ and angle OQN is equal to angle OPM, then show that triangle OQN is congruent to triangle OPM and tell the relationship between sides MO and NO. Here we are given that point O is the midpoint of line PQ. Therefore, QO will be equal to PO. Now, look at triangle OQN and triangle OPM. We are given that these two angles are equal. Look at the figure carefully. The two angles are vertically opposite angles. That is, angle NOQ and angle MOP will be equal. In these two triangles, two angles and their included side are equal. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent as per the ASA congruence rule for triangles. Friends, we know that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal to each other. Therefore, side MO is equal to side NO. Friends, that's all in this session. Today we solved some questions related to the angle side angle ASA congruence rule for triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed about ASA, that is, angle side angle congruence rule of triangles. Today we will discuss some facts related to that. Here, two triangles are given XYZ and DEF. Look at the figures carefully and tell whether these two triangles are congruent. In both these triangles, both the angles, angle X and angle D are equal. Angle Y and angle E are equal and side DF and side XZ are equal. So, are these triangles congruent according to the ASA angle side angle congruence rule of triangles? No. Even though there are two angles and one side is equal, but according to the ASA congruence rule for triangles, when two triangles have two angles and the included side, that is, the side between those two angles are equal, then these two triangles are congruent. And this side is not the side between these two angles. Therefore, this triangle is not congruent according to the ASA congruence rule for triangles. But these two triangles are congruent according to the AAS congruence rule. We will discuss about this criterion in detail in our next video. That's all in this session. Today we discussed facts related to angle side angle congruence rule. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video of the various criteria for the congruence of triangles, we discussed the angle-side angle congruence rule. Today, we will discuss the angle-side AAS criterion for the congruence of triangles. Friends, we know that the sum of the three angles of any triangle is 180 degree. So, if the two angles of any two triangles are equal, then the third angle will also be equal. So, if the three angles of any two triangles are equal, then can we call those triangles congruent? No, because we can make many triangles that have three equal angles, but not three equal sides. These may be identical, but not congruent. Therefore, we can say that for any two triangles to be congruent, their three angles being equal is not sufficient. But if any one of their sides are equal, then the triangles made will be similar. Therefore, these triangles will be congruent according to the ASA congruent rule. If we are not given any information about this angle, then how can we check the congruence of these two triangles? We can clearly see here that angle A is equal to angle T, angle B is equal to angle R. And if we are given that side BC is equal to side RS or side CA is equal to side ST, then these two triangles can be said to be congruent by the AAS congruence criterion. That's why we can say that in any two triangles, if two pairs of angles are equal and one pair of their corresponding sides are equal, then the two triangles are said to be congruent. We call this the angle-side criterion, that is the AAS congruence rule. Friends, that's all in this session. Today we discussed the angle-side AAS congruence rule for triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the angle-side AAS criterion, that is the AAS rule. Today we will solve some questions related to that. Let's start. From the information given in the figure, state whether these two triangles are congruent. In triangle ADB and triangle ADC, angle ADB and angle ADC are equal because they both are right angles. According to the figure, both angle ABD and angle ACD are also equal, and side AD is the common side. Here, two angles and one side are equal, so both these triangles are congruent according to the angle-side criterion or AAS for triangles. Let's move on to the next question. In the given figure, triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle. QT and RS are perpendiculars to side PR and side PQ respectively. Show that triangle QSR and triangle RTQ are congruent, and state the relationship between sides QS and RT. We are given that triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle. That is, all its angles will be equal. We can also write angle Q as angle SQR and angle R as angle TRQ. Now, in triangles QSR and RTQ, angle QSR and angle RTQ will be equal because these are right angles, and side QR is the common side. Looking at the equations 1, 2 and 3, we can say that this triangle is congruent according to the angle-side or AAS congruence rule. If these two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding parts will also be congruent. Therefore, these two sides will also be equal. Friends, that's all in this session. Today, we solved some questions related to the angle side or AAS criterion for the congruence of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the angle side or AAS congruence rule for triangles. Today we will discuss some facts related to that. Let's start. State whether triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent triangles. If yes, then can we find any relation between their areas? According to the figure, two pairs of their angles and one pair of their corresponding sides are equal. Therefore, by looking at equations 1, 2 and 3, we can say that both these triangles are congruent according to the angle side criterion or AAS congruence rule. Friends, we know that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. That is, these two triangles will overlap each other completely. Now we can say that these two triangles occupy the same space, so their area will be equal. We can write it in this way. Can we say that triangles with equal area are congruent? No. Look at these two triangles. Their areas are equal, but these triangles are not congruent. From this, we can conclude that the areas of all congruent triangles are equal, but it is not necessary that the triangles that have equal area will be congruent. Friends, that's all in this session. Today we discussed some facts related to the angle side criterion or AAS congruence rule. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed some criteria of congruence of triangles. Today, using these, we will discuss some properties of a triangle. Especially those triangles that have two equal sides. Friends, in the previous session we have learned that a triangle with two equal sides is called an isosceles triangle. Let us construct an isosceles triangle XYZ with sides XY and XZ equal to 6 cm. Friends, can we tell something about the angles of this triangle? With the help of a protractor, let's find the measure of all the angles of this triangle. Now you can see that the measure of angle Y and angle Z is equal, and both these angles are opposite to the equal sides. Pause the video to repeat this activity for other isosceles triangles. And now you will come to the conclusion that for each isosceles triangle, angles that are opposite to the equal sides are equal. We can write this as a theorem in the following manner. Angles opposite to the equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. This is an important result. This can be proved by several methods. With the help of this statement, let us construct another triangle. Triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. It's given that side PQ is equal to side PR. This has been given to us, and we have to prove that angle Q is equal to angle R. Let's look at its argument. Draw the bisector of angle P which intersects the side QR at point T. Now, look at triangles QPT and RPT. It's given that side QP and side RP are equal. By construction, PT is the bisector of angle QPR. Therefore, angle QPT and angle RPT will be equal. And side PT is the common side for both the triangles. Look at equations 1, 2 and 3. We can say that both these triangles are congruent according to the side angles side, that is, the SAS congruence rule. We know that the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. Therefore, angle Q and angle R will be equal. Friends, we can prove these two triangles congruent by some other methods also. For example, if we take the midpoint of side QR as T and draw a line PT. Now we can see that in both triangles, all three sides are equal. Therefore, according to the SSS congruence rule, these two triangles will be congruent. And the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. Therefore, angle Q and angle R will also be equal. Is the converse also true? So, if two angles of any triangle are equal, can we conclude that the sides opposite them are also equal? Let's see. Let's take a triangle XYZ, in which angle XYZ and angle XZY are equal. Now we have to prove that the opposite sides are equal. Let's move ahead and prove this. Here, draw the bisector of angle YXZ and let it intersect YZ at O. Now look at triangle XYO and triangle XZO. It's given that these two angles are equal. Here we can write angle XYZ as XYO and angle XZY as XZO. Therefore, these will also be equal. And we constructed XO, which is the bisector of angle YXZ. Therefore, angle YXO and angle ZXO will be equal. Side XO is the common side. From equations 1, 2 and 3, we can say that by the AAS congruence rule, these two triangles are congruent. And we know that the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. Therefore, side XY and side XZ are equal. Therefore, we can say that the converse of the theorem is also true. That is, the sides opposite to the equal angles of a triangle are equal. You can also try to prove it by any other method. So, that's it for today. In this session, we discussed some properties of triangles. Let's meet in the next video related to the same with a few questions. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed about some properties of a triangle. Today we will solve a few questions based on it. Let's start with the first question. Friends, it's given that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle in which side AB is equal to side AC, and side AT is the angle bisector of angle BAC. And we have to prove that point T is the midpoint of side BC. Or let's say that side BT is equal to side CT. It's given that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, angles opposite to its equal sides, angle B and angle C, will be equal. And according to the question, AT is the angle bisector of angle BAC. Therefore, these two angles will be equal. Now look at triangles BAT and CAT. Angle B and angle C are equal. And we can also write angle B as angle TBA and angle C as angle TCA. And it's given that side AB is equal to side AC. Angle BAT is equal to angle CAT. Therefore, by the ASA rule, these two triangles are congruent. And we know that the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. Therefore, side BT will be equal to side CT. So now, we can say that point T is the midpoint of side BC. Let's move to the next question. In the given figure, triangle SPT is an isosceles triangle in which side SP is equal to ST and the measure of angle T is 50 degrees. Then find the values of angle P and angle S. Friends, it's given that triangle SPT is an isosceles triangle and side SP is equal to side ST. Therefore, angle P will be equal to angle T. Because angles opposite to equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. We are given that angle T is 50 degrees. Therefore, angle P will also be equal to 50 degrees. And we know that the sum of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. We can write it in this way. In this, we know the value of angle P and angle T. Here, by substituting these values, we can find the value of angle S, which is equal to 80 degrees. Moving ahead, let's solve another question. Friends, look at the figure and show that triangle AOB and triangle POQ are isosceles triangles. And tell the relation between angle OAB and angle OBA. Observe the figure. Point O is the center of the circle. So, OA, OB, OP and OQ are all radius of this circle. So, all of them will be equal. Now look at triangle AOB, in which sides OA and OB are equal. Because they are the radius of the same circle. The two sides of the triangle are equal. Now we can say that triangle AOB is an isosceles triangle. Friends, we know that the angles opposite to the equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. Therefore, angle OAB will be equal to angle OBA. Similarly, we can also prove triangle POQ to be an isosceles triangle. Pause the video and try to prove it yourself. So that's it for today. In this session, we solved a few questions based on properties of triangles. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed some properties of triangles. Today, we will discuss some concepts based on it. So let's start. Triangle XYZ is an isosceles triangle and sides XY and XZ are equal to each other. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. Friends, Look at the first option. In this, angles x and y are given to be equal. According to the question, triangle XYZ is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, the angles opposite to its equal sides will be equal. But look at the angles x and y. These are not the opposite angles of the equal sides. Hence, this option is incorrect. In the second option also, it's given that angles x and z are not opposite to the equal sides. So, these angles would also not be equal, and thus this option is also incorrect. Look at the third option, which is the last option. Angles y and z are angles opposite to the equal sides. Therefore, these angles will be equal. So, this option is correct. Let's look at a similar question. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle where sides AB and AC are equal. Choose the correct option. Friends, we know that the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. In the figure, angle A measures 76 degrees. If we put this in the equation, then we will get the measure of the sum of angles B and C, and it comes out to be 104 degrees. Hence, option 1 is the correct answer. Now look at the second option. Angle B is given to be 52 degrees. And we know that angles opposite to equal sides in an isosceles triangle are equal. By looking at the figure, we can see that angles B and C are both opposite to the equal sides, and hence they will be equal. This means we can replace angle C by angle B, and this way we get the measure of angle B as 52 degrees. That is why this option is also correct. Let's look at another question. Triangle XYZ and triangle LMN are both isosceles triangles. The pair of their corresponding angles are equal. So, are these triangles congruent? Friends, these two triangles are isosceles triangles. But there is no information given about the sides of these two triangles. And it's given that a pair of their corresponding angles are equal. So the third angle will also be equal. But for two triangles to be congruent, it is necessary for at least one side to be included. In order to prove congruence, all angles being equal is not enough. And in these triangles, no information is given about the sides. That is why these two triangles are not congruent. That's it for today's session. Today we discussed some concepts related to the properties of triangles. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this session on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the RHS congruence rule. Today, as we move forward, we will discuss one more property of triangles, which is the SSS congruence rule. Friends, the name itself suggests that this rule of congruence is related to the sides of triangles. Look at the given triangles. Are these triangles congruent? Friends, the rules of congruence that we learned so far, such as SAS, ASA, AAS and RHS, have at least one angle in them. But in these triangles, no information is given about the angles. Only the length of the sides are given. So how can we check the congruence of these triangles? Friends, let us take a paper and by using the given length of the sides, let's construct a triangle. Here, in triangle ABC, let's consider BC as the base and draw a line of length 5 cm. Now, take the measurement of AC in a compass, which is 4 cm. Place it on point C and draw an arc. Now, take a measurement of 3 cm in a compass, place it on point B and draw another arc. The intersection point of these two is point A. Similarly, we will draw triangle PQR. Now cut the triangles and keep similar sides one on top of the other. You can see that these two triangles cover each other completely. This means the corresponding parts of these triangles are equal. That's why triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent. Here, two pairs of triangles are given. You can pause the video and repeat the activity to test if these triangles are congruent. Observe the first pair. The three sides of the first triangle are equal to the three sides of the other triangle. That's why they are covering each other completely. Therefore, these triangles are congruent. In the second pair, two sides of the triangles are equal, but the third side is not equal. They don't completely cover each other. That's why these two triangles are not congruent. So, we can say that for two triangles to be congruent, two sides being equal is not enough. Here, for triangles to be congruent, all three sides should be equal. We can write this conclusion in the form of a theorem. If three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. This is called the side-side-side or SSS congruence rule. So, if three sides of two triangles are equal, then they are congruent according to the SSS congruence rule. And we know that the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So, the corresponding angles will also be equal. That's it for today's session. Today, we discussed the side-side-side criterion or SSS congruence rule. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous session, we discussed about the side-side-side criterion or the SSS congruence rule. Today, we will solve some questions based on it. Let's start with a question. In triangle DEF, point C is the midpoint of side DE and side EF is equal to side FD. Then, are triangle CEF and triangle CDF congruent? Friends, can you tell what type of triangle this is by looking at the figure? You may pause the video to think about the answer. Yes, friends, two sides of this triangle are equal. Therefore, this is an isosceles triangle. Observe the diagram carefully. In triangle DEF, point C is the midpoint of side DE. That's why side DC and side EC are equal. Now observe triangle CEF and triangle CDF. We are given that side EF is equal to side DF and CF is the common side. By looking at equations 1, 2 and 3, we can say that according to the side-side-side criterion or the SSS congruence rule, these two triangles are congruent because all three sides of these two triangles are equal. Now let's move to the next question. In the given figure, PQRS and PMRN are parallelograms. Point M and point N are midpoints of sides PQ and SR respectively. Show that triangle PSN is congruent to triangle RQM. Friends, it's given that PQRS is a parallelogram. Therefore, its opposite sides will be equal, which means side PQ and SR are equal and sides PS and QR are also equal. Point M is the midpoint of PQ. That's why we can write PQ like this. Point N is the midpoint of side SR. That's why we can write SR like this. As we saw, side PQ is equal to side SR. So these two will also be equal to each other. Now we got QM as equal to SN. And since PMRN is a parallelogram, its opposite sides will be equal. This means side PM is equal to side NR and side PN is equal to side MR. Friends, look carefully. Now we can say that in triangle PSN and triangle RQM, all three sides are equal. Side PS is equal to side RQ, side SN is equal to side QM, and side PN is equal to side RM. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent according to the SSS congruence rule. Friends, if we draw diagonal MN in PMRN by joining point M and point N, then will the formed triangles PMN and NRM be congruent? Pause the video and check your answer and try to reach the conclusion on your own. That's it for today's session. Today we solved some questions based on the side-side-side criterion or the SSS congruence rule. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous session, we discussed about the side-side-side criterion or the SSS congruence rule. Today, we will discuss some facts related to this. Let's start with a question. By observing the diagram, answer which option is correct. Friends, look at the first option. In these two triangles, all the three sides are equal, but the corresponding sides are not equal. Side XY is equal to side LM, but side YZ is not equal to side MN, and side XZ is not equal to side LN. Corresponding sides are not equal, therefore, triangle XYZ and LMN are not congruent. So, this option is wrong. Now look at the second option. The triangles are same, only their names have been changed, because of which their corresponding sides are equal to each other now. So, we can say that triangle XZY and triangle MNL are congruent. Therefore, this option is correct. Look carefully. The vertices of these two triangles have 1-1 correspondence, according to which these triangles are congruent. We can write similar names for these triangles, which we can call congruent. For example, triangle ZXY is congruent to triangle NML. We can write more names like this. You may pause the video and try to write more names. That's it for today's session. Today we discuss some facts related to the side-side-side criteria SSS congruence rule. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed the AAS congruence rule. Today, we will discuss the right angle hypotenuse side RHS congruence rule. So let's start. To understand the RHS congruence rule, we will start with a pair of triangles. In the two triangles, two sides and one angle are equal. But these two triangles are not congruent. We can verify this by placing the two triangles one on top of the other. Can we draw two congruent triangles considering all the three given conditions? Where the two sides of the triangles are equal and one angle which is not within these two sides is also equal. You can verify that we can draw two such right-angled triangles easily which satisfies all the three conditions. We can see that in these two triangles, an angle which is a right angle is equal and one side and the hypotenuse are also equal. Are these two triangles congruent? Yes. These two triangles are congruent. This is a test for the congruence of triangles, and we use this to verify the congruence of right-angled triangles. We call this the RHS congruence rule. If in two right-angled triangles, the hypotenuse and one side of one triangle is equal to the hypotenuse and one side of the other triangle, then these two triangles will be congruent. Therefore, this is called the RHS congruence rule. For the purpose of practice, we can draw some pairs of right-angled triangles. For example, draw two right-angled triangles where the hypotenuse is 10 cm and one side is 8 cm. So will the two triangles be congruent? Yes. Friends, a few pairs of triangles are displayed on the screen. Which of the following pairs of triangles are congruent according to the RHS congruence rule? In the first pair, both the triangles are similar as they have one equal side and equal hypotenuse. Therefore, they are congruent according to the RHS congruence rule. In the second pair, both the triangles are right-angled triangle and one side is also equal, but their hypotenuse must also be equal, which is not the case here. Therefore, these two triangles are not congruent. Friends, that's it for today's session. Today, we learned the RHS congruence rule. In the next session, we will solve some questions based on the RHS congruence rule. Thank you. Hello friends. Welcome to this session on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed about the right-angle hypotenuse side congruence rule. Today, we will solve a few questions based on it. Let's start with the first question. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle and side BD is perpendicular to AC. Now, prove that AD is equal to DC. Friends, if we will prove that triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CDB, then the corresponding sides of congruent triangles are congruent. So, side AD is equal to side DC. Our aim is to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So let's see how to prove these triangles congruent. Since side BD is perpendicular to side AC, in triangle ADB and triangle CDB, angle ADB is equal to angle CDB, which is equal to 90 degrees. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle, So side AB is equal to side BC. And respectively, in both these triangles, triangle ADB and triangle CDB, the hypotenuse will be equal, and side BD is the common side in these two triangles. Now we can say that these two triangles are congruent by the right angle hypotenuse side congruence rule. And the corresponding sides of the congruent triangles are equal. Therefore, side AD is equal to side CD, or we can say that side AD is equal to side DC. Let's see the next question. In quadrilateral ABCD, the measurement of angle A and angle C is 90 degrees and side AD is equal to side BC. Now prove that quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. Friends, what is the definition of a rectangle? A rectangle is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are equal and each angle measures 90 degrees. It's given that side AD is equal to side BC. And angle A and angle C are right angles. ABCD will be a rectangle if we can prove that side AB and side DC are also equal and angle B and angle D are right angles. So let's start. In triangle DAB and triangle BCD, angle A is equal to angle C. Side DA is equal to side BC. Side DB is the common side. Therefore, by the RHS congruence rule, these two triangles will be congruent and therefore its corresponding parts and corresponding angles will also be equal. This means side AB will be equal to side CD, angle ADB is equal to angle CBD, angle ABD is equal to angle CDB. Now if we look at triangle DAB, angle DAB is equal to 90 degrees. So by the angle sum property of a triangle, angle BDA plus angle ABD is equal to 90 degrees. Since angle ABD is equal to angle CDB, therefore we can also write it as angle ADB plus angle CDB is equal to 90 degrees. That is, angle ADC is equal to 90 degrees. Similarly, we can prove that angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. Now try to solve this question. With the help of the figure, prove the triangle PQR is congruent to triangle SRQ when PR is equal to SQ. So friends, in this session we solved a few questions based on the right angle hypotenuse side congruence rule. Now let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends. Welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we solved some questions based on the right angle hypotenuse side congruence rule, RHS. And today, we will discuss some more concepts based on it. So let's start. Look at the figures given on the screen and tell which right angle triangles are congruent according to the RHS congruence rule. Friends, in the first pair of triangles, we are given right angle triangles, but the two sides and the included angle of these two triangles are equal. Therefore, as per the given information, the two triangles are not congruent by the RHS congruence rule, but they are congruent by the side angle side or SAS congruence rule. In the second pair, in triangle WXY and triangle ZYX, angle W and angle Z are right angles. Hypotenuse XY is the common hypotenuse and side XW is equal to side YZ. So these two triangles are congruent by the RHS congruence rule. Now let's move to the third pair. In the third pair of triangles also, only the right angles and one common side are equal, but their hypotenuse are not equal. Therefore, these triangles will not be congruent by the RHS congruence rule. Friends, for triangles to be congruent, it is necessary to follow the rules. Friends, So that's it for today. In this session, we discussed some facts related to the right angle hypotenuse side rule. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. Today we will discuss the inequalities in a triangle. So far we have learnt about the congruence of triangles and the properties of a triangle. Now we will see what relation is established between unequal sides or angles of a triangle. Friends, let's start with an activity. We will construct a triangle by taking thin pieces of wood of 2 cm, 3 cm and 6 cm, where the base is the 6 cm piece of wood and the remaining 2 sides are 2 and 3 cm respectively. Can such a triangle be formed? You can see that this is not possible. Now let's do one thing. If we add the 2 wooden sticks of length 2 cm and 3 cm, they will have a full length of 5 cm, which is less than the base or the third side with a length of 6 cm. And that is why it is impossible to construct a triangle with these lengths. The construction of a triangle is possible only if the sum of the lengths of any 2 sides of a triangle is greater than the length of the third side. And this is the theorem which says that the sum of any 2 sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Therefore, we can say for triangle PQR that the sum of sides PQ and QR is greater than side PR. The sum of sides PQ and PR is greater than side QR. And the sum of sides QR and PR is greater than side PQ. Friends, we know that there are different types of triangles like equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, and scalene triangle. We know that in an equilateral triangle, all 3 sides and angles are equal. In an isosceles triangle, 2 angles and their opposite sides are equal. And in a scalene triangle, the measure of the 3 angles and the length of the 3 sides are unequal. Friends, the measurement of the angles of triangles depends on the lengths of the opposite sides. Look at triangle PQR and tell which is the longest side and the greatest angle. Here, let us increase side RP a little more to the point P' and let's connect Q to P'. Now you can see that as we increase the length of side RP, it also increased the measurement of angle Q, and now here RP' is the longest side and angle Q is the greatest angle. There are 2 theorems based on this concept. In any triangle, the side opposite to the greatest angle is longer. If 2 sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the longer side is greater. Friends, that's all in this session. Today we discussed the inequalities in a triangle. See you in the next video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we discussed inequalities in a triangle. Today, we will solve some questions based on the same. So let's start with the first question. Of the given options, which option is appropriate for the construction of triangle ABC? How to solve this type of question? We know that for the construction of a triangle, the sum of its any 2 sides must be greater than the third side. So, we have to check whether the given options agree with this rule or not. Let's take the first option. The sum of side AB and side BC is greater than side AC. Similarly, the sum of side BC and side AC is greater than side AB. And the sum of side AC and side AB is greater than side BC. Therefore, triangle ABC can be constructed from these sides. Therefore, according to the question, this option is correct. Similarly, in the second option, the sum of side AB and side BC is greater than side AC. And since the length of all three sides are equal, therefore, we will get all three inequalities like this. And thus triangle ABC can be formed from these sides. Therefore, according to the question, this option is also correct. Now let's move to the last option. Here also we will repeat the same process. You can pause the video and try to solve it yourself. Here, the sum of side AC and side AB is equal to side BC. Therefore, triangle ABC cannot be formed from these sides. So, according to the question, this option is incorrect. Now let's take the next question. Prove the following statements in quadrilateral PQRS. First of all, we will construct a quadrilateral and name it PQRS. Now, we will join the diagonals QS and PR. We will solve the first question. We have to prove that PQ plus QR plus RS plus SP is greater than QS plus PR. In a triangle, the sum of two sides is greater than the third side. So, in triangle PQR, we can say that the sum of side PQ and side QR is greater than side PR. Similarly, in triangle QRS, the sum of side QR and side RS is greater than side QS. In triangle RSP, the sum of side RS and side SP is greater than side PR. In triangle SPQ, the sum of side SP and side PQ is greater than side QS. Now, if we add all four inequalities, then we will get. Now, by simplification of the left side and the right side, you will get. And thus we proved that the sum of the four sides of a quadrilateral PQRS is larger than the sum of its diagonals. Let's move to the second question. Here we have to prove. First, we will name the intersection of the diagonals as O. Friends, if we pay attention here, we have four small triangles. Triangle POQ, triangle QOR, triangle ROS and triangle SOP. We know that the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Hence, in triangle POQ, the sum of side PO and side OQ is greater than side PQ. Similarly, in triangle QOR, the sum of side QO and side OR is greater than side QR. In triangle ROS, the sum of side RO and side OS is greater than side RS. In triangle SOP, the sum of side SO and side OP is greater than side SP. Now if we add all four inequalities, then we get. By simplifying it, we will get. If you write it this way, it will be something like PQ plus QR plus RS plus SP is smaller than 2 PR plus QS. And thus, it has also been proved. So friends, that's all in this session. Today we solved some questions based on inequalities in a triangle. In the next session, we will discuss some facts related to this topic. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this video on triangles. In the previous video, we solved some questions based on the inequalities in a triangle. Today, we will discuss some facts related to the same. So let's start. With reference to triangle ABC of the given options, which option is correct? In the first option, if the sum of AB and BC is equal to AC, it will form a line and not a triangle. This means that this option is incorrect. According to the second option, angle B is greater than angle C. So the side opposite to angle B will be greater than the side opposite to angle C. That is, side AC will be greater than side AB, or in other words, side AB will be smaller than side AC. This means that this option is also incorrect. Now let's move to the next option. Here, side BC is smaller than side AC. That is, the angle opposite to side BC will be smaller than the angle opposite to the side AC, which means angle A will be smaller than angle B. Or in other words, angle B will be greater than angle A. Therefore, this option is correct. Now let's take the last option. Side BC is smaller than the sum of side AB and side AC. These are the three sides of the triangle ABC, and the size of any one side of a triangle is smaller than the sum of the other two sides. So, this option is also correct. Let's take the next question. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, angle A is equal to angle P. So, the opposite side, side BC of angle A, will be equal to the opposite side, side QR of angle P. Is this statement true? You can also pause the video to answer this question. Friends, triangle ABC and triangle PQR are two different triangles. Just because their angles are equal, it doesn't mean the length of their sides of these triangles will also be equal. Friends, if you look at these triangles, then the measurement of both angle A and angle B is 90 degrees. But the length of their opposite sides, side BC and side QR, are not equal to each other. Therefore, this statement is false. This type of concept is true for only one triangle and not in case of two different triangles. Friends, with this, we will end this video. Today we discussed some facts related to inequalities in a triangle. See you in the next video. Thank you.